Anyway, comes back with high power, and then we have another outage, September the 9th to September the 14th, so even longer. Nothing particularly special about that period. Just no buzz at all. Strangely enough, most of the time there was a carrier signal. All through the outages, we've actually received a carrier signal of some kind. Of some kind. It's been very rare for there to be no carrier signal being broadcast at all, and usually the only time we don't receive it is because there's extremely bad propagation, or there's a lot of commercial interference either on the stream. Though most of the time we can verify we're either hearing the buzzer or hearing a carrier signal through our users in Europe who join us on IRC in the forum and keep us informed when we get outages. Moving on, carries on, more outages, September the 24th to October the 6th, and then October the 15th to October the 19th. Then, once again, October the 27th to November the 4th. We carried on monitoring, and during the late period of October and November, the voice messages were still being broadcasted despite the buzzer, and there was always a carrier signal between this period as well. When it returns on November the 4th, the buzzer sound has changed.
Yes.
I'll play you a sample of the longer buzzer now.
Dan, you can explain how it is different.
The buzzer has the longer sound.
Yeah.
It's over a second.
Yep. The original buzzer was 0.85 seconds long, and the new tone is now 1.2 seconds long. The distance between each buzz is about the same, but the longer buzz has been constant ever since. It hasn't changed back to the standard buzz of 0.8 seconds. So this is interesting. Why would the buzz change like this? What could possibly cause a channel marker, if that's what we're assuming the buzz to be, to change its length?
I'd like just to put this in here. The same process had gone through with S32, the squeaky wheel, back in 2007. At the end of 2007, it had completely disappeared from the airwaves, and then it came back with a really different pattern. Instead of the doo-doo, doo-doo, it was like...
Yes.
High, low, high, low, high, low. And it was slow and no space between anything.
So it just adds to the mystery of what the buzzer really is, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just to see how it mimics other sister stations. I think a similar thing has happened with a PIP. I can't be positive about that.
Well, once activity on UVB settles down, we're going to have to diversify out the little group, aren't we, and get us monitoring and covering the PIP and the squeaky wheel and see if we can find any correlation. I mean, we read the newsletter entries from E2K, and they're great, and I'm sure the guys are actually monitoring them, are collating a lot more information, but as far as I can tell, what they're transcribing isn't going up on the internet anywhere, so...
Any listeners in Europe, you can pick up the PIP anywhere in Europe, so if you have a shortwave radio, please join us, and we really love your help for anything. I'm begging you.
Well, it's the key to what, essentially, we're all curious about, is what are the messages that they're sending. The more information we can get, the more we can work on the cryptography of them with frequency analysis and other cracking methods. And we can get an idea of what's going on. Maybe we just have to try. So if you're out there and you're recording and you're listening and you're transcribing, please get on the forum and join us. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, guys. Also, all through this time, the MDZHB messages have been pretty much uniform, haven't they? I mean,
Same.
We've been having one every day, on average.
Just about, yeah. Similar content.
And we've been going through a rota of about 5 or 6 different speakers, as far as we can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We call them Olga, Dimitri, the trainee, who else?
I think we're still arguing over the nicknames for the other ones because we don't hear them quite so often. The trainee we've only heard a couple of times, haven't we?
Yeah. We've had him in something that we'll talk about a little bit later.
So we've got Olga, who's our main speaker. We tend to hear her more than anyone else. And what can I say? You've heard the stereotypical Russian woman kind of voice on films and media, and she sounds exactly like that. Poor girl had a sore throat in one of the messages. We'll play you the sample now.
Павел, Роман, Ольга, Василий, Ольга, Дмитрий, Николай, Ирен, Красный. 67, 11, 60, 21, Ульяна, Роман, Ольга, Василий, Николай, Елена, Николай, Ирен, Красный. 61, 97, 72, 28.
And it's been interesting listening to her and the other ones. They've changed their mood, which you can definitely hear in the way they speak their messages. We also had one or two little oddities, haven't we, guys? There was the day of the argument.
They might just be a family. You never know.
But we had one particular day where a guy comes on, starts his message, and gets about halfway through, and you hear someone shouting from behind. He leaves the mic, some sort of argument that's barely audible, but definitely there, happens. And he comes back down and starts the message again, and he sounds rather angry when he reads out his message for that day.
If we have a recording, that we'll have it here. I'm not sure if we do or not. But
yeah, I've been looking around for that one and I haven't found it. I've listened to it though, so it must be out there somewhere. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to include that one. Okay, so we're going to take a break for this bit, and we're going to play a bit of UVB-76 inspired music from one of our forum users.
SG.
And then, yep, SG. And we're going to come back after a short break.
Дмитрий, Женя, Борис. Девятка, тройка, восьмерка, двойка,